Fatim Zahra Basrhir. I've been a radio journalist and reporter since 2005. I graduated from Mohammed V University. I have a bachelor degree in English literature and a DESA, Diplôme d'études supérieures approfondies, in applied linguistics and the teaching of English as a foreign language. In 2008, I made a visit to the US to participate in the International Visitor Leadership Program of the US Department of State. And during my stay in the US, I got familiar with the American way of doing radio journalism. I visited Voice of America, NBC, many American private and public radio stations, and I was invited to different talk shows to talk a little bit about Morocco and its culture. And in 2010, I received the Inclusive Journalism Award of the Media Diversity Institute, which is a London-based organization that promotes inclusive, let's say, that promotes accurate reporting in media landscapes around the world. In the English broadcast, we produce news, both national, local, and international, in English. We also have programs about politics, education, health, entertainment, and we also have talk shows that discuss different topics. The National Radio, in partnership with the British Council and the Ministry of National Education, developed a few English language educational programs. We have, for example, English Time and Obla Air on Idara Watania, the national radio. We have Let's Go English on Chaîne Inter. English Time, for example, is for beginners. Obla Air is a lively drama about an airline called Obla Air. And Let's Go English targets listeners who already have some good basics of English. So in fact, English Time came following the success of Obla Air. We had positive feedback from Moroccan listeners. They liked the program very much. We had feedback from teachers, families, and students. So I think that radio can play an important role to promote the English language learning and also to improve the language skills of Moroccans. They can use it to improve their vocabulary, for example, grammar, listening comprehension. So it can be an effective educational tool. I think that radio can reach out to younger generations by catering to their needs and expectations. In fact, you asked me about if younger generations would be interested in radio in the future. I think yes, if we cater for their needs, if we cater for their changing demands, if we have a content that is fresh, original, if we tackle topics that the youth like, if we have, for example, talk shows, entertainment shows, game shows, games, I think we should also have use digital platforms like social media, like online streaming services, so that to make access to radio content easier for younger generations. Radio can be an effective tool to promote peace building and tolerance. It can serve as a platform where different communities meet to discuss ideas, to share non-violent messages, to promote tolerance. I remember this interview we had on the radio once with a refugee from sub-Saharan Africa. He shared his experience on the radio about being in Morocco. He was happy to be in Morocco, to feel secure in Morocco. We also had a UNHCR representative who talks about Morocco as being a destination for many African refugees, for many refugees and asylum seekers in general. So we can use the radio also to promote Morocco as a place where different monotheistic religions exist. So I think we can use radio to build a harmonious society. Moroccans have a special relationship with radio, and I think in the future it will keep such an exceptional place in the media landscape. It's difficult a little bit to predict the future of radio, but I can see radio as evolving, as reinventing itself, as readapting to a changing media landscape. But there is also a big role that journalists should play to help with the process. Journalists need to update their skills. They need to constantly keep on learning about new ways of using technology. They can learn how to use artificial intelligence for news gathering and for their research in general. So it depends on many factors how the future of radio will be. Its need for modernization, its constant adaptation to the listeners' needs and expectations.